Afternoon everyone, Gary here. Hope you like my new haircut, summer special. New products from Japan, so exciting time. So this is the CX02W, the 8-inch printer, and this is the CX02S, or S for sticky or adhesive media. So I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to the printers and the new media types. I'll bring the camera in a sec so you'll get a better look. Just to give you some more information, these are pre-production models, and I've yet to know exactly when these will be officially launched or available to sale from Citizen. The CX02W probably September, beginning of September, and the S model maybe a bit sooner than that. But as soon as I got information, I will let everybody know. So what I'm going to do is just bring the camera in a bit closer so you can see the printers more clearly and take me out of the shot. So just bear with me while I readjust the camera. Okay. So hopefully you can see that clearly now. So maybe the first thing that's noticeable is that the 8-inch printer, unlike the CX and the CXW, the predecessor models that were the same width, the CX02, or in this case the S model, and the CX02W, so the 6-inch and the 8-inch, are actually physically slightly different. The depth is the same, the height is the same, the only difference is the width. So the standard printer is in centimeters, 28 centimeters approximately, and the 8-inch printer is 32, so it's about 4 centimeters wider, an inch and a half, inch and 3/4 in old-fashioned money. Physically loading the media is exactly the same as the 6-inch model. Obviously the ribbon is 8 inches as opposed to 6 inches wide. Just drops in. Same for the paper. I've not loaded the paper yet, you'll see why in a moment. And this one is exactly the same as the standard CX02 model. The difference between this and the standard CX02, physically on the outside, there's not much to differentiate. It has a sticker model label here. It looks the same. The changes are internally. Here's the sticky media, or adhesive media as I prefer to call it. And it's quite thick, noticeably thicker than the standard media. It's quite shiny as well. So the printer's been adapted to cope with this media. I understand that the cutter's upgraded because it's much harder to cut through this media. In fact, when you touch the end here, you can feel a bit of tackiness from the adhesive. So the cutter's been upgraded. I think there's some other calibration work that's been done as well. So to look at the medias, you can see this one's quite obvious. This is the metallic finish. Hopefully I can shine that. It's a really nice effect, I have to say, and the quality is really, it's a really premium grade. Very white back, nice thick media. It really gives the impression of being premium, top quality, which is nice. This one on the camera maybe looks like a standard white media, when in fact this is the what they call silver pearl. I don't know if it's visible on the camera, and in a certain light you can definitely tell the difference. Again, nice and thick, very white back, and it has a very classy pearl finish, pearlescent finish, as the name suggests. Over here it's the same media, just on a 6-inch roll. Again, it's exactly the same in terms of the backing and the thickness, but very heavy grade. Really does feel like it's a good quality. So all of these medias will be available. We can accept orders for them today, but like I said a little bit earlier, we won't be able to fulfill them until a couple of months' time. So what I'm going to do now is just run a couple of prints out for you. So I'll hook up the laptop, download the drivers, and then I'll be back when I've got them both working. Hello, I'm back. I've loaded the printer driver, which is very simple as per our existing printer drivers. No problem at all. Straight on the laptop. I've loaded in the media, and I've done some prints. I'll get onto those in a couple of minutes. There was a couple of things I didn't mention in my first section. One was about the warranty. Now, the CX02S model, while using the sticky media, will come with a full 2-year warranty, return to base, a citizen standard warranty. I've done some prints in this. It does sound quite different. I'll make some prints for this video in a moment. You can really, particularly on the cutter, hear a different noise. It sounds a bit more solid, let's say. Now at the moment, this printer will not accept the standard media. I'm having a discussion with Japan to make that the case, but they're a little bit concerned about offering the warranty at the moment, because they're worried that if adhesive is left on the cutter here, it may not give an optimal result on the standard media, but it's something they are investigating. So that's a distinct advantage. I know with the competitor products, they say, yeah, you can put sticky media in our printer, and then after 1,000 prints or less, the printer malfunctions, it breaks, and then the manufacturer says, oh no, sorry, when you use sticky media, the warranty is invalidated. So that's one clear advantage for Citizen. In this case, dedicated printer. So DMP, no other company offers a dedicated sticker model of this type of printer, and we offer the full 2-year warranty. So the other point I wanted to mention is panoramic printing. Both of these printers will support panoramic printing. The SDKs are being finalised. There's some technical challenges that needed to be overcome. I believe those challenges are overcome. So panoramic printing will be available for both printers at some point. It will be available via the SDK, the software development kit, so it's not part of the driver. So what I'm doing for standard users is I'm creating a version 2 of the Print Manager software, the free download from the Citizen website. Both these printers will be supported in the new version, so they will be seen and the serial number, etc., the hot folder. And the idea is to offer some sort of at least basic panoramic support for both of these printers. So that's quite a cool feature. There are some other modifications that are planned for the version 2 Print Manager. It will remain free of charge, even though it's becoming quite a useful utility. So moving on to the prints. Perhaps not the best prints in the world, but they're the ones that came to hand. This is the metallic media. Again, like I mentioned, it has a really premium feel. It's nice and thick. It's really good quality. Nice white back. So this is a motorbike. I don't know if an old-fashioned British motorbike. I don't know if you can make it out. You can really tell. You can see here the silver coming through. It in fact makes the metallic objects, so it's probably a good photo in that respect, like the spring and the carburetor here and the engine casing. It just makes it look a bit more metallic-y. For this wedding type photo, again, I'm not sure if you can see this kind of reflection. It just lifts, it makes the image pop. The same photo with the silver pearl, again, is a subtler effect, but it still gives it a premium feel. To be honest, I probably prefer this one, but if you're going for full drama, then the metallic media is the one to go for. This is another pearl image. It just, I don't know, it just lifts it. It gives it the image a different dimension. So for events, maybe if it's for a corporate event and a very exclusive brand, or maybe an exclusive wedding, I think this media type would be really perfect for those applications. It allows the photographer to charge a premium for their service, because they're offering something that's premium in return. Now, for the CX-02 media, it's exactly the same as these. So I've not printed any out on here for that reason. I made them on the big prints, hopefully, so it's easier to see on this video. So what I have done is I've loaded the sticky media into this, or adhesive media, as I should say, into the printer. It's made some offcuts and I've kept them here because I want to show you what the tack is like. So here's an offcut that came when you load the paper, new paper. So I wanted to show you two things. One, how easy or tricky it is to separate. I would say, considering there's no, it's you know, flush, the edges, it's actually relatively easy there. So I just parted that corner fairly easy. It's not like a label where you know, sticking it on an envelope, but it's quite easy. You can see I've just done it in that corner and this one too. So it separates quite easy. And two things I've noticed when I've stuck it to something is, I'll put it to the table just for this example, it's very easy to lie flat. I don't know if you can see that, maybe if I move it a bit more forward. It's very easy to lie flat on a surface with pretty much zero bubbling, and it goes down really nicely, so it would easily stick onto a scrapbook or maybe a board at a wedding. I don't know what the applications could be, but I'm sure there's many. The other thing I wanted to show you about the media is the tack. It's not super sticky, so you can hear me pulling it off quite easily on the table. It's not leaving any residue down, so it is possible to remove it, to reapply it quite easily. Some labels, when you put them down, that's it, you're stuck and it will never move again. But in this case, it's a very easy to handle this media. I have to say I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed with the new medias and the new printers. It's something new for Citizen and for you guys to offer. So I'm going to make a couple of prints now on the. Sorry, I'm going to make one print on this printer first, just to show you the speed, and then I'll swap over to this printer and print 2 or 3 images on this one too, although it should be exactly the same as the standard model. So just bear with me while I get this going. So you won't be able to see this, but I'm looking at the screen now. The driver, certainly from the view that I'm looking at, appears exactly the same as the CX-02 model. I'm printing, the prints that I did already were 8x12. What I'll do now is an 8x10, just to show you that it can be done. It has a high quality and high speed mode, so 300 and 600 dpi. I'm doing this 8x10 high speed, which is 300 dpi. This laptop is very old and very slow, so ignore the time from clicking print, which is now, and pay more attention to when the printer actually starts printing, which should be any moment now. There we go. So this is, inside is the silver pearlescent paper. I'm printing the motorbike image again, and we'll do a quick comparison when it comes out. So it's making a noise, I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, it's making a noise very similar to the standard 6-inch model. And the print seems to stay inside. I didn't see anything poking out. Again, not sure if you can see it. I'm sure it's less dramatic on the camera than what it is in real life. Maybe you can see the light shining off a bit. You can certainly see the difference between the logo here and the metal. As I mentioned earlier, as you'd expect, being a metallic media, metal objects appear to be more natural, more metallic. Right, so now I'm going to swap over the USB to the sticker model. It's just installing the driver, and as I said, this laptop is Jurassic slow, or glacial slow. Maybe that's it. Let's give it a try. Oh, sorry, it's still installing the driver. Bear with me. Right, that appears to be there. Oddly, certainly on this driver, it doesn't actually say the S model when it's installed, so I'll check with Japan about that. I'll make 4 prints. Again, sorry you can't see the screen. You can probably just see me sat in the background, which is probably not too interesting. And it looks like the laptop has come to a halt. That's nothing to do with the driver. I don't know what it's doing. So bear with me. I'll try again. Oh, here we go. So I'm selecting 4 images, print. I want to do these 4x6, high speed. In driver it doesn't appear to give you, so I'm just using the basic, I'm not a Windows expert, I use a Mac myself. It's just for paper type, it doesn't seem to have anything specific for metallic, silver or standard. It's just one type of media from the settings. Okay, so I've sent 4 images down, much quicker this time. Not sure why, but it is. And just listen out for the cutter noise. It does seem to sound, I'll bring the mic closer, maybe you can hear. It does seem to make a slightly different noise. I'm not sure if that was noticeable for you or not, but it certainly sounds different in real life. Again, prints come out, off it comes, whack, straight down, no problem at all. Just pick the corner. It looks like you will damage the corner if you stuck it flush slightly, and then it comes back up. So that's on the table. I'll try this one on the In fact, I'll try it on the back of one of these because it's most likely going to be stuck to an album or something like that. So this is to the back of one of the other prints. Okay, bubbling's a bit more prominent with this surface, but I managed to squeeze it out no problem. And it does seem to grip a bit more. This is a paperback. Doesn't damage it, doesn't leave any tack, but it certainly seems to stick more than what it did to the table, which you'd probably expect. So and then I'll take this one. I want to stick this one onto the printer, metallic surface. Now this has a texture to it, so I'm not sure how well it will adhere on here. Yep, went down dead easy. In fact, came up extremely easy. Probably the texture on there is the big difference. I'll just try sticking it to the shiny side of the photo, which unlikely you'd do. Maybe you can just see the bubble forming there, but it's easy to push it out. And again, it comes off with no residue. So personally, I think the sticky media looks really nice. I'm quite impressed with that. I'm sure there's many applications that event photographers and photo booths and weddings can use for the sticky media, but also the metallic and silver pearl media. So hope this video has been useful. And if you've got any questions, if you think the video is good, I've not scripted this, I've not designed it, it's pretty much ad hoc. I'm super busy, so I just came in the office, plugged it all in, started the video, and this is what you've got. So let me know what you think.